What's going on, Solid Steppers? What's up, Take the Titans? This is Miss Ward coming to you. Having an outstanding day. Blessed to be alive. Like, share, and subscribe. This is a video about a reflection of what I see going on right now. It's going to be external and internal because, as you guys know, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to me. As we sit in America and watch things change and seemingly be dismantled in front of our eyes, I sit and I watch the decisions that people make. I watch when people sit back and complain, they put nothing in action. Before the drama started, they had no action plan. While the drama's going on, they just sitting there watching because they have been programmed and trained to do so. There's nothing wrong with being clear about we are in the day and age where you better learn how to do for self. And that's myself included. I don't escape this criticism. I'm simply having an open dialogue about what I see. Because I currently cover 4 states and I go from different parts of the Southeast region, and I see how people look at life. I deal with people who have lived life and who are retired, so they're in their retirement homes, they're in their latter years, and they just sit back. And I listen to their commentary. I listen to young people who are trying to figure it out, with young families, trying to make ends meet so that they can not only survive, but have a future for their children. And then I sit back and watch the people who have made choices that put them in a space of isolation, where there's no one, there's just them. They no longer trust the world, they no longer trust life. And I just kind of look back and take notes because I am the consummate learner. I am always expanding my mind and learning because I realize if I don't stay in tune or current, not only will I be left behind, but I will what they call become obsolete. And that is never what I want to be. I always want to be able to be of service in some form because that is one of my love languages. So let me get to the point. I'm very clear that we all need to have things in place to take care of ourselves, not just for the immediate moment, but for the world to come. Things are leaning more and more toward AI, and I feel like people don't need to fear it, but you definitely better understand it. I think that we're really moving toward a lot of decentralized situations, which means that the states will be able to interpret what they want, put funds where they want, and take care of the interests that they feel are priority. And it always depends on who's in charge. I'm saying all this to say that if you don't have a plan and you don't know how to get one, this is the time to figure that out. Everything you have access to this year, you won't have access to it next year. I guarantee you that. Because human beings are so easily trained and coached and gullible and naive. Because people don't go off of thought process, vision, and study. They go off of feelings. And this is why I'm always telling people there are no emotions in business. You need to be very practical and very pragmatic about how you live and how you move. Because we are yet to see what is to come. And the reason I'm saying this is, I just want to be clear that I sounded the alarm. I sounded the alarm in December and November when I did the video about preparing for 2025, about the importance of elevating your skill set, the importance of preparing for just life as life happens, because we never know what's going to happen. But in order to be prepared for the best possible outcome, you need to educate yourself. There are people sitting here waiting on these payments, sitting on these checks, sitting on this, and they think that those streams will continue. And I'm very clear that a lot of things are not going to continue. And it won't because of what you did. It'll be because of what somebody else did that messed it up for everybody else, which is usually the case. I sit back and I watch people talk about, oh, the good old days, this and that. Well, I'm sorry. They're not coming back. And if they do come back, it's going to be a farce. It's going to be it's going to look like it, but it's really going to be about control. And the key is you have to decide who is controlling your life, who is making the decisions. And I don't think people understand that all it does is take one swipe of a pen to cut you off, to put you out, to label you. With no court, no jury, this is how we see it and this is how it is. And if you're not preparing and learning some life skills and some ways to be self-sufficient, this is what the preppers have been talking about for years. And people want to look at people and say they're crazy. And you sitting around right now and can't go buy a carton of eggs without crying. That's one thing I've always been blessed about. I can fill up my grocery cart at any time and not think about the price. And that's something that I took for granted. But it's just me. I don't have those responsibilities that so many people have. But I had them. And when I was in the midst of having to take care of several children, a whole home, and all those responsibilities, and a $2,300 a month mortgage, let me explain something to you. That is a whole game changer because you don't even think. And it's where so many people are right there right now. They just working to get the bills paid, and it's still not enough money left at the end of the month. And they don't know how they're going to get out because they've already built and created a situation that they have to continue to sacrifice themselves, their health, their mental, their emotional stability just to survive. And it's because they were never taught. And then they put their head in the sand and they just grind it. A lot of people are like, well, Miss Ward, I don't know how you do it. Do you ever rest? Let me tell you something. You rest when you die. Because if you know like I know, not only will you get your stuff together, you'll have multiple streams and multiple places you put those bags. Because you don't know what next year is going to look like. Y'all worry about 2025. You better worry about 2026, 2027, 2028. And 2030, I don't even want to think about it. Because things are changing so rapidly and so many people are behind and they're just being swept away and they don't even know it. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it's the world we live in. So unless you're going to go live in another world, I suggest you master this one. And this is why it's so important to have a skill. I push the trades because the beautiful part about working in the trades, if you can do one trade, you can build it. It will give you the tools to do many things, from repairing your car to repairing your home. I'm telling you what I know. If you can do one trade and figure it out, you can do all trades that will keep you sustainable. Like right now, I got to replace a blower resistor in my vehicle because the blower motor is acting weird. Now I'll probably take care of the blower motor and the resistor while I'm in there. But the reality is I've already looked at it. The job will take me less than 15, 20 minutes. And I'm in a Toyota, so shout out to Toyota for making it so easy to work on. But at the end of the day, if I didn't have the ability and the trades that I have now, I wouldn't take on, I'd have to pay somebody. That'd be a project I wouldn't even take on. And that's why I'm saying, get some skills. I don't care what you get. And you better get multiple. And you got to make sure when you get these skills, you can do it on your own without working for somebody. So if you go into IT or you have a gift or a skill and you're making a lot of money for a company, you need to be utilizing all those training programs to apply to some type of entrepreneurial pursuit. And the reason you want to do that is because you need to be prepared. Life's going to keep lifing. But the key is, are you going to keep winning? And my goal is to always win. Is it a perfect win? Sometimes it's a sloppy win. It's damn near close. But you know what? You got to keep going. And not only do you have to keep going, you got to perfect that passion. You got to perfect it. You got to perfect how you get your bag, how quick you get your bag. And let me give you a prime example. In appliance repair, we always talk about one-stop completions. That simply means that when we arrive, we gathered all the data from the client prior to the service. We show up with parts that we think it may need, so that when we're there and the client approves the work, we can take care of the repair at the same time. So what does that do? That means once you go in, you locked and loaded. You don't have to go in, diagnose, return. Because you got to realize, just to get up and start your truck every day, and most people don't realize it, in most cases, it's anywhere from $200 to $300. And people don't understand that to operate your business a day. In my opinion, that from what I've seen, and that's a low level. Because appliance repair, for those of us that do it at a certain level, it is not cheap. The business needs cash flow. And this is why in 2025, you need to learn financial instruments and how to apply them in your business. You need to learn tax strategies. You need to understand accounting. And you need to understand how to utilize the cash flow that comes through your business to grow more cash. And when I say that, you know, my motto has always been that your business should do 31 push-ups. Your cash should do 31 push-ups before it leaves your business. Where do I get 31 from? Proverbs 31 woman. Look it up. At the end of the day, you have to be diligent. You have to understand you have everything to be successful, and you have to put systems in place on a regular basis that you address daily. I just stopped at a rest stop, took care of some of my systems while I'm on the road, because I understand no days off. Because time you turn the other way and your systems are not functioning, you just put yourself back hours, days, weeks, and months in some cases. Because you know how many people I work with, and we're building those systems out. Depending on their budget, we work with them and build those systems out to make their job easier. But the biggest adjustment that 99.9% of the people have to do is mindset. And when I say mindset, it's so overused. I'm talking about if you're coming out of a W-2 role and you're trying to run a business and you're trying to navigate or transition into that, what you're going to find is that the business will force you to get your time management together, to get your money management together, to get your energy management together. And then it will challenge the belief systems you already have. And I know this is so key, because every situation we are in because of our belief systems and the actionable steps we have taken or not taken to get to the next level. This is why you do not have time for the drama. Do not have time for the death scroll. That's what I call it. The doom scroll, when you just scroll and scroll and scroll and scrolling. I've been guilty of it. So what do I do when I'm working on my projects, or I got paperwork or something to do, or I'm trying to learn something? I do 20-minute to 30-minute sets where I'll put a timer on my phone for 20 minutes. And my job is to get these tasks, as many tasks as done in that 20 minutes. Then I'll pause for 5 minutes or so, grab some tea, whatever I need to do. Because, you know, the way that we have been programmed, the entire world has been programmed on TikTok and reels and stuff that's only a couple of seconds. So that what that has done, that has lowered your attention, you know, and all of our attention is in a deficit. And people don't understand that all that is to throw you off kilter. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about any woo-woo therapy about they against us, but what I will say is that you owe it to yourself to be your whole self, to be able to put every intellectual bone and intelligent bone in your body to work, to solve problems, so that you can not only feed yourself and your family, but that you can set your family up for a future, even when you're not here. And the only people that do that is people who study history, people who study the families that have been successful, and the families that have been successful have worked as a unit. Now, did that mean every family member was invited? Hell no, because, you know, we got a couple in the bunch that we don't even acknowledge. You feel me? But the reality that those of us who really care about future generations and making sure those generations are prepared and not have to go through what you need to go through, you got to invest in their education. You know, people always say you don't need a college degree. You know, like I said, you don't need a college degree to make a lot of money. But what you do need is the ability to complete something. And getting a degree will teach you how to finish something and how to play a game in another world that you may not be able to understand at this point from your point of view, because you haven't been held accountable. You haven't been forced to deal with deadlines. You follow me? You haven't been forced to work with other people that don't look like you or believe like you or walk like you. There are advantages to college, and let's not even talk about in the workforce. I know some of the most brilliant people in the world who cannot get past certain ceilings in the companies they work for because they don't have some type of degree. And in this day and age, there's no excuse because everything's online. But now, I keep telling y'all, all this stuff you take for granted, all these luxuries that, you know, that all of a sudden they were luxuries, now they became necessities, are not always going to be here. All the information that you absorb is not going to be here in the form that is going to assist you and help you. Because anytime something is fed to you or given to you, it can be manipulated prior to you receiving it. Like, share, and subscribe, unbeknownst to you. Because you've already been trained to accept whatever that's put in front of you. Whatever plate's in front of you, you've been trained to eat from it, not to question it. And that's, you know, I mean, this is true. This is what I see. You know, and I have to catch myself because I catch a whole attitude when something shows up different, because I've gotten systems and put things in place to make it work my way quicker with this system. Be flexible, be adaptable, and then be able to hear the information without reacting. Be able to allow the person that's bringing it to you to share everything fully. Then you can make a decision. But don't make the decision then. At least sleep on it for 24 hours. Because there's some decisions you make you can't recover from. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I wanted to talk about the importance of getting a skill and layering your life in such a way that while the chaos is going on around you, you got multiple streams of income and multiple outlets to be able to shore up your life and your future. You need to take care of your health. That's the other thing. Because you can't accumulate anything or accomplish anything if you can't breathe, if you can't walk, if you can't talk, if your mind is telling your body to do something and it won't react because you have allowed your body to deteriorate mentally and spiritually. This is one reason why I'm such a loner, because I understand so much about what it takes to really engage yourself and take you to the next level, so that when you join and meet up with like-minded people, you don't have to wait to get it together. You don't have imposter syndrome. You can go toe-to-toe and you guys can build together because you're both at those levels. And it makes sense. You know? So with that said, guys, like, share, and subscribe. But I just want you to take the time to take a realistic look at where you are, where you're going. Give yourself grace, but make those adjustments today. This Ward is signing off. Just wanted to share these thoughts with you. May you forever be blessed. And may you make clear, conscious decisions that will prepare you for the rest of your life. This Ward is signing off. Have a great day. And remember, it's never too late. Just put your head down and get it done.